What up, Dokkanners? We have maintenance coming to global and only global. There was no announcement on the JP side regarding this maintenance, so I'm sure some people might be wondering what this is all about. And you know what? We are at that point right now, global players, where we are waiting for fresh new content. It's just a couple of days away, but in the meantime, we are just going to have to bear with some of these sorts of videos. But hey, this one's important because we want to know what it's all about. So let's dive in and go over a couple of theories. I have a few written down here, so I'd like to go over these, starting with the most minuscule, then leading up to some of the more outlandish ones. We'll start with the obvious. From the 12th at 1800, which is 2 hours after reset, for 5.5 hours, they're going to be doing this maintenance to fix or give us the update for Android 18 linked state. What the heck am I talking about? I am talking about this, the free-to-play unit that was obtainable upon first login, and then they also gave you more copies through missions. If you weren't able to do the missions for whatever reason, you will be able to pick up copies of the Android 18 from the Baba Shop for 8 days. Now, I don't know exactly why it is only 8 days. Actually, I mean, I guess I do, because I think some of the events will last until then. I think there are some events in the Android 21 celebration that extend to the 21st. I mean, the Dokkan event goes away 3 days prior. Ultimate Clash will go on for 7 days afterwards. Yeah, it's kind of just like a little grace period after the celebration ends. They want to remove all that stuff too, so I don't know why they couldn't just keep it in there, but it is what it is. So if you don't have enough copies of the Android 18 linked state, you know, at the TUR, if you want to get SSR copies, you can do so. I think this maintenance will be including that, but it can't possibly just be that. No way they are planning a 5.5 hour block just for one stupid free-to-play unit. No way. So that leads to the next question. What else could it be? Well, considering the fact that JP does not have this and only global does, that could mean that this could be something global exclusive. Now, in terms of global exclusivity, we are at the point where we're getting closer and closer to full synchro. So having a global exclusive thing would kind of be counterintuitive. So in terms of global exclusivity, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's going to be something fresh and new, but more so something that needs to be revised from the past. And that is where the World Tournament comes into play. This could potentially be a server maintenance so that they can once and for all fix whatever the heck they did to screw up the World Tournament situation. I'm not a developer. I'm not a game designer. I can't speak to how this could have happened or how this went so horrendously wrong. But I can tell you that in order to fix, or I guess to stave off imminent doom, they changed the integer from 3 to 4, staving off this whole problem by a whole year. Now, there's no way they're going to keep this like this for a whole year, especially since Global and JP have to go into full synchro at some point. If Global's next World Tournament is November 16th, you can bet JP's would probably be around the same time, and that poses a heck of a lot of problems. Creates a whole cascade of issues, mainly in terms of alignment. Global not only has banners to catch up on, right? We've got 3 Dokkan festivals and 2 luxury summons behind, but we also have Ultimate Clashes to catch up on. We have Easy Ace to catch up on other campaigns. And then, of course, we've got all of those units from the World Tournament that we also have to consider. We get 5 of these at a time, 5 or 6, right? 1 TUR, like 1 free-to-play TUR, and then the rest are getting like Easy Ace. Sometimes an LR creeps in there. So with all of these things that have to be done, how the heck is Global supposed to catch up to JP if our next World Tournament doesn't happen for over a year, right? So that is why I think this is probably the most likely thing that they're going to be fixing. But again, no way of knowing. Dokkan has proven time and time again that no matter what you say and no matter how much reasoning and logic you apply, it doesn't work on Dokkan. They will do whatever the heck they want to do. So this one, I think, is probably going to be the leading theory for that. Now, that's not all. I do have a couple more ideas. The next one could be mainly just, well, actually, this isn't really a theory. I feel like this has to be what it is. It's got to be for part 2, because with part 1's login ending on the 13th, which is technically not even the next day, like we're getting the maintenance on the day of the 13th, but then as the 13th is about to conclude, we jump into the new day. That would be the new celebration. What would the new celebration be? Part 2. So this also has to be part 2 stuff, and maybe not just part 2 stuff, but also holiday celebration stuff. Now, what part 2 is going to be, we don't know yet. My top choice would be Carnival Omega. As much as I would love to have, you know, Dokkan Festival stuff in here, I think having all of these crammed into one banner is less of an issue than having Carnival Omega continue to be an anachronism and just stay outside of the main timeline for whatever reason. The main reason why I want Carnival Omega is not to summon for a Carnival unit, but because I want the stupid event. I want stage 8 of the Birth of the Shadow Dragons event. This is arguably the toughest boss in the entire game. Actually, you know what, JP players? Is Fusion Zamasu Red Zone tougher than Carnival Omega? Or not Carnival, but it's annoyingly limited. You only have a set number of tries, For this, there's a lot of content that can be derived from it. There's a lot of enjoyment and experiences that can be derived from it because you get to try it more than once, more than 3 times, more than 5 times. I want this event so I can do that, but I can't do it if it's not here. And it just makes the most sense for it to be here for part 2. I said this before, with the upcoming holiday festivities going to bring back the 8-year anniversary LRs and the Super Saiyan 4 full power, this would be a great opportunity to justify bringing in a GT foe to oppose the GT hero. You're not going to be able to get this unit in the same way that you did for the Dokkan Festival, of course, but him being around, I think, is enough to justify this unit showing up and still kind of preserving the theme continuity. Having this dude show up as a part 2 to Gohan and Piccolo is stupid. It's absurd. Doesn't make any sense. Let's have it happen here during the holidays where we're getting free tickets. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the celebration. So this is the full Tanabata celebration that happened in July for JP. So pay no attention to all the stuff that we already had for the thank you celebration because that's already done. The things that we would be getting on global for Carnival Omega. Let me start from the bottom because this one's weirdly organized. I don't know why. So nothing down here. We already did Donkey Kong. We did Beerus' EZA. And all of this stuff. I mean, God Goku's EZA was taken care of ages ago. We would have to get Chain Battle. Yes, we'd have to get Chain Battle for Giant Ape, which we've had before. We've had Chain Battles back to back. So that would not be uncommon. Chain Battle. And then we would get... didn't we already get the Boost event? I think we did. Pretty sure Global... Oh, wait. No. We don't have this one. That's for Trunks. And then this is for 17, 18. And this is for... What is this for? Oh, this is for the Gohan Piccolo. So yeah, we already caught up on that one. So it would just be the EZAs then. It would just be the rainbow tickets that you get from missions. It would be the Baby Vegeta EZA, which please. The 3 extra EZAs for GT. Birth of the Shadow Dragons event, the Summon, and Burst Mode. That's enough content. And if you combine that with possibly World Tournament as well, you've got yourself a party for part 2, right? Because not only that, we've got the holiday free stuff. There's going to be deals for Dolphins. There's going to be summons for freebies. So there will be other things going on that will create an engaging enough experience, especially after what happened with the Android 21 celebration. Not to say that this was bad, but things sort of evaporated fairly quickly. But that was mainly because we had the Dragon Ball Heroes celebration also providing some extra content. But now that Dragon Ball Heroes is gone, we are only coasting with one celebration, and that one's about to go. So we kind of need a whole bunch of stuff. But I think that that would actually make for a decent celebration to hold us over until we get to the new year. Global players, we are still waiting to find out if New Year's celebration is going to be joined up with JP, which now leads me to another theory that I wanted to talk about, which is brought to you by our very own Proton, who, for whatever reason, I struggled to understand him trying to explain this theory, so that just makes him an idiot. But, I mean, who's surprised by that? So let me talk about the Proton theory, and I'm sure some of you guys are probably thinking this as well. Both Global and JP, we've talked about this in other data download videos, both versions have the standby skill skip feature in the game's database. It's not usable. We have not been able to implement such an update, but it is in the files for both versions of the game. What you're looking at here is a screenshot of the effects table in the global version. Even though it's in the Japanese text, it's still an untranslated asset that is being utilized, or at least it's integrated into the global database. Why has it not been used yet? That's because Dokkan has decided not to give us a way to use the standby skill skip. Maybe it's because they are waiting for a new Dokkan Festival unit to have a, whatever animation for a counter finish or a counter revive attack that would then justify them implementing this update. Global got this a month after JP. JP got this in October. Global got this in November. Could it be that Global and JP are set to receive a joint Dokkan Festival during New Year's, or perhaps during the 9-year anniversary, and that would be when they gave us the actual ability to utilize this skip feature? Potentially. So what was my theory? What was my point behind this? Maybe, just maybe, there could be some tinkering being done in the servers to prepare for something like that coming up down the road. Maybe. But your guess is as good as mine. So at this point, if you can think of whatever, feel free to share it, because I'm going to go probably play something else. I'm going to go watch Dragon Ball Sparking Zero another million times. And I would recommend that you do the same, because folks, that is coming to the channel in droves. I will be covering Dragon Ball Sparking Zero as much as I cover Dokkan. Go watch that video. Get yourselves hyped up, because that is going to be insane. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on what this data download, this maintenance could be about. For some of you wondering, Toon, why are you talking about this? There's nothing else to do. Okay, so if you also want to let me know in the comments down below, what sort of videos or streams would you like to see from me with Dokkan until we jump into the next batch of content? If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear it, because man, we are down bad right now. But hey, this happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let you know when to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.